Yo guys, what's going on? It's Flash here, and welcome back to my channel for another video. And today we are here for round 2 of the Chinese Grand Prix of this career mode with McLaren Honda. And as you can see at the moment, the upgrade, obviously, we got last episode for durability. I kind of done that because obviously, as you may have seen in the last episode, I upgraded my engine and I upgraded a few parts for it. So I thought, you know, I'll upgrade the durability of it as well, so it doesn't wear out so quick for in general purposes, so everything lasts a little bit longer basically. But yeah, basically at this point I'm thinking about upgrading the durability again on like the actual individual component itself, but I wasn't too sure about it, so I thought about it, didn't quite go with it at the moment, but I thought I'll keep it aside. And in the meantime I'm thinking about other upgrades. I think I do develop the powertrain reliability section of it later on when I get a bit more resource points, but I do end up developing it at some point because I feel like I need to make sure these parts arrive and they arrive in working order. I don't really want to have to be going through failures, having to further develop them again to make sure they're right, and so on and so forth. So I just kind of thought I'll do all that, but first off we'll go through all the practice sessions first. Hopefully they'll go alright and we get as many points as we can. And yeah, basically it's been stuck on the screen for a while simply because I've spent so long debating whether to actually get this upgrade now, which is pretty much instant. So I thought about it, and yeah, you may probably guess I do actually end up getting it because I just feel like we really need the quality control on these engine upgrades that we're doing. We need to make sure they do work. No point going for an upgrade and it don't work. We need the upgrades if we're going to compete in the midfield towards the end of the season. We need to make sure these work. So I thought about it, and yeah, went against it, and I thought I'll wait till after practice, see what we had, and went from there. And yeah, without any further ado, let's go for a qualifying intro.
Good morning, and I hope you're as excited as we are for today's practice session here at the Shanghai International Circuit. This 5.45 kilometer track provides both low-speed cornering and a long high-speed straight, a combination that will challenge even the most experienced driver. Beside me to take you through free practice today is a man with 3 decades of racing experience under his belt. It is, of course, Anthony Davidson. Thanks for joining us today, Anton. Tell me, where should we be focusing our attention today?
I think we need to be looking across the entire field to see how far these cars are able to push a single set of tyres. While everyone will be trying different setups and running with different fuel loads, if you're attentive enough you can definitely pick out trends for each type of tyre compound, which will give us a rough idea of how long the drivers are able to stay out there during a stint in the race.
So looking forward at the practice sessions, obviously we're going to do the track acclimatization and tyre management in this session. I have a quick look at the objectives to see what they were. Obviously, track acclimatization, fairly easy. Just follow the track at the fastest point and you hit all the markers and you're done. So we've got 4 marks for that, which is really handy because it's just guaranteed 50 points really towards this. The tyre wear itself managed to get purple. It did actually take me 2 laps to do it because the first lap met the target times but was green, so I thought I'll go again. Fuel saving though, as you can see, I just about get green by lifting off at the end. I do not know how I managed that, but I managed to just about scrape it. And yeah, going through all the rest of the practice programs, we done the qualifying just, but yeah.
Qualifying session here in Shanghai, China. With the weather as it is today, Anthony Davidson, we have, to some extent, to throw the form book out of the window. Who do you see having the advantage on this slippery, unpredictable track surface?
Traditionally, these are very Adrian Newey conditions. The Red Bull's habit of creating incredible downforce coupled with the high rake they like to run is perfect for the wet, and it's helped them close the power gap a number of times over recent years. I think Force India as well, always a bit of a dark horse in changeable conditions, and of course the McLarens have a fairly good chassis. Having said that, I don't want to make a firm prediction. More than performance, the deciding factor is going to be the timing. The level of wetness out on the track is going to constantly rise and fall, and anyone who can find that perfect window when it's at its driest will have a big advantage out there.
So qualifying isn't exactly looking great. It's in intermediate conditions. I do look ahead to see if it goes dry at any point, but I then realised when it said 15 minutes, I went, oh, hang on, session's only 12 minutes, so there's no point in waiting that long. So I went and done a lap. It wasn't a great lap, so I went and done a second lap clearly. I wasn't going to let the first one stick because at the moment when P14 lasts, some people have actually set a lap. And yeah, tried to improve. At the moment we're up on the lap delta by 1.2 seconds. Go across, we go into P12 at the moment, which was really promising for me because I thought, oh, hang on, I'm actually doing well in these intermediate conditions. As I go again for a third lap on max engine, bear in mind, I am absolutely pushing my hardest, improve again, got to P10, and at this point I was honestly buzzing. With 2 minutes 50 seconds left, I was so buzzing, and I went to go for a fourth, but this happened. You can clearly see there, if you look at the bottom right, I have run out of fuel. I do not know how I have managed to do this, but I have. I was going to go for a fourth lap, and the lap delta was up by about 3/10 for that entire lap, and I was so gassed I was actually being able to improve again. And then when I got round to the top of this long straight, I ran out of fuel, which was really, really gutting. And as you can see, all the cars fly by. I don't change position though, funny enough. I still stay P10. And at this point I'm thinking, I wonder if I'll stay P10 then, because obviously it doesn't mean that cars on other laps. There's 20 seconds left, near enough on the clock. One of that means I've managed to somehow, in these conditions, and with the car I have, managed to secure myself 10th place in China in only the second round of the season, which would have been really good. But then obviously I weren't really paying much attention there, just casually driving because it didn't really matter. As we go on to the end of the session now, we see that we have ended up 15th, which is good in the McLaren Honda, don't get me wrong. And I thought, oh, I must have beaten someone, and I was really gassed as to who I was beating. But then I realised, and I've just realised now, Hamilton and Bottas and whoever else, well, Bottas did, but Hamilton and Raikkonen never set a lap. So I was thinking, wait, they can't really be behind me, can they? Because it only shows 13. So I scroll down, and lo and behold, I'm 15th. No one behind me has set a time. No wonder I am so high up the grid. If those 5 had set a time, any time, they would have been ahead of me. And yeah, with that, looking at the resource points, I didn't record it, but I did also, like I said, a bio-quality control part just to make sure the engines are that much better when they come out the factory and not faulty, basically, and that they do actually come out and I actually get them. So without any further ado, let's go into the Grand Prix
It's not going to be plain sailing for our drivers
for China.
Although with the sky falling as it is, perhaps sailing isn't too far from the truth. And Anthony Davidson, could be a wet one today. Great to have you with us. What are your thoughts?
It is a touch damp, isn't it? Well, as a driver, there are 3 big things to worry about when racing in these kind of conditions: standing water, tyre temperature and visibility. Judging distance to the cars around you is really tricky when you're driving through the vast amounts of spray that these wet weather Pirelli tyres kick up.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Verstappen, Felipe Massa and Perez, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Sainz and Esteban Ocon, Kvyat, Grosjean, Marcus Ericsson and Wehrlein, and McLaren, Raikkonen, Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll, Palmer and Lewis Hamilton rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
So,
Here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
thank you very much, Jeff, for interrupting me yet again. So guys, we are here for the Grand Prix itself, looking at the race strategy, intermediates all the way. Obviously that sounds all pleasant, but looking at the weather, it is supposed to dry up, so it's going to be an interesting start to the race, but the end, from the middle to the end, isn't exactly going to be that great for us because it'll be in dry conditions, or drying conditions, should I say. So I'm not expecting much when it gets to that period, but whilst it's in the wet condition, I've planned to make the most of it by a long shot. I was determined to get myself into the points in some way and just holding that position down for as long as I could till a dry stint came, and then holding that position down even more. So going around the track, I'll admit, it felt very, very slippy. Obviously I'm not going full speed in this at this point, but it felt really, really slippery. And I was kind of doubting my setup, because I can't remember what I was doing, but I kind of set up for a dry track, like a pure dry track from start to finish. I never realised it was going to start raining at any point in qualifying or race, so I kind of screwed myself over in that aspect. But anyway, as we are on the grid, as we go to 5 red lights for the Chinese Grand Prix, away we go, and we get a fairly decent start, to be fair, compared to what we had last time, I suppose. We didn't lose position, we lose 2. But we get in the back again on the braking, go down the outside, P14 now. At the moment, our teammate just storms down the outside of everyone, so I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll take a leaf out of his book, I'll follow him. I tried to, and I just about get in front of Verline, so I technically gained a place against another car, but lost a place to a teammate, who has somehow dive bombed the entire field and got into like P12 or P11, which was really shocking. Coming down here, I just dived down the inside of everyone. I think about trying to get the Force India, but I realise no, he's too far ahead. He's on the racing line, he's going to have the better grip, so I just had to settle for P12 ahead of my teammate. So Alonso didn't really gain that much on me, to be fair, but it was enough. As round here, as you can tell, we're not full throttle, we are easing on the accelerator. As I stick it down the inside of Esteban Ocon for P11, and we are there. Full smart wide, and we're in P11. We're we're 1 place off of points paying position, which, as you can see, has Daniel Kvyat in it. So yeah, it's still going to be easy, especially down this back straight, which, even though it is wet and people probably won't be going as fast as they normally would be, you still got to remember, every car in the game is faster than McLaren Honda engine wise. Every car. That doesn't include the Force India. The Force India was just storming down the outside, but I just outbraked him and I kept position for practically another corner. I was like, if I can keep that up, I'm happy. If I can just keep outbraking them, they don't get the advantage and get ahead of me, I'm fine. So, going on a few laps later to lap 3 now, same place. Ocon directly behind us. I mean, I was shocked he was actually still that close to us. Bearing in mind basically that these cars, you can get close but you can't really do much because you're going so quick and you get behind so much turbulent air, you just can't do anything about it. We're going down the straight, see Esteban Ocon is going quick, and I noticed at that point my internal combustion engine is already at 50% wear. Max Verstappen retires. A lot has happened in this one straight and a corner. Ocon overtakes us, Verstappen retires, bumping us up to 11, so we technically don't really lose a position, although I switch back and dive it down the inside of Ocon. I was not losing a points playing position already at this stage in the race. But the fact that my engine was like it was really shocked me. Like, I was genuinely shocked when I saw it had 50% wear and we've only done a second Grand Prix. When we've done every session so far with it, I was still shocked because I was trying to do minimum laps for all the practice sessions, so it lasted a long time. But clearly not. It really didn't want to do it. So, yeah, as you can see, nice little fight with Ocon there. Managed to hold it out in front in P10, so that's all well and good. But yeah, like I said, the engine was just shocked me so much. And I was like, you know, I'm kind of glad I done that. The Durability upgrade. I did notice there I have minor damage to the front wing, which I didn't even know I had. Lap 7, and I didn't even know I had minor front wing damage. At this point, we're catching up to the back of the pack. Well, I say back of the pack, I mean back in the top 10. Obviously, Esteban Ocon still, like he has been for most of this, right behind us all the time. Goes down the inside, and he's past us before we even get to the end. So He goes to the inside, but I go even further. He goes back in. I think about it, stick it down the inside, and I try to force him out wide, and it works. I don't know how, but it works. As you can also kind of hear there without I wasn't speaking, Jeff was saying that Inters won't be on for much longer, but it's obviously not time for dries yet. Ocon again tries to go down the inside. He goes down the inside clearly, as you can see, because his wheel's there. I just stick around the outside, trying to do my best to keep him there, and I actually squeeze him to the apex. Doesn't work, so I just literally push him out of the way and go down the inside. And Jolyon Palmer is now into 11th. Where does he come from? Like, really? Where does he come from? It really shocked me. But come down there, I saw there was an opportunity to get through to Hulkenberg, and being a McLaren Honda in these conditions when I'm going to most likely thrive, I'm not really going to say no for a dive, am I? Really? So, yeah, that's what I've done. Going on to lap 8 now. Later on that same lap, when I overtook Hulkenberg, I go down the inside of Kevin Magnussen. I was confused at this point. I honestly thought that either two things had happened. My difficulty had changed and the AI got easier, or like it was just slow. But as you see, going down the pits now, we'll switch on to the dry tyres. I was going to go to a set of softs and try and go to the end, but then last minute, yeah, my engineer suggested to go to super softs, then go softs. So basically, you can see there, I've gone super softs, changed the front wing as well whilst I'm at it. I thought I'm probably not really going to gain too much in this dry stint, so I might as well risk it and change the front wing and try and gain a little bit performance wise. We are last. We're now 17th now because 2 cars from the pits. But that has not worked out. But however, Kevin Magnussen has pitted for intermediates. That really confused me on its own. I thought, wait, have I just pitted onto the wrong tyres already? Second race in, we're pitting on the wrong tyres. In fairness, it was still raining, but later on this lap, if I remember correctly, DRS does get enabled, so we are on the right tyre, thank God. As you can see, using DRS now, we're going to try and overtake Lance Stroll, and he's going, gone. Out of the pits comes Felipe Massa and Jolyon Palmer, who we was ahead, bear in mind, by quite a bit, and he's gained that much on us. Lewis Hamilton had a spin, don't know how, and I didn't get a replay camera, is it? As a matter of fact, you may have noticed, I haven't got any replay action cameras in this. But, yeah, he spun, and we've now moved on to P9. It was debris on the track there, which I was honestly frightened of for the next few laps. I tried so much to avoid it because I did hear rumours saying that if you go over the debris, you do get a puncture. And I thought, no, being I was 9th, I was not risking that. So I tried to avoid it as best I could. And as you can see there on lap 12, Felipe Massa's overtaken us. It's just ridiculous how slow this engine is. I use DRS because Massa got in front of us before DRS detection, and Palmer and Hamilton somehow, after he spin, is there, and Palmer gets by, and I thought, well, Hamilton's right behind me, I'm not realistically going to be able to defend him, he's going to be quicker than me anyway, so he looks down the inside here, so I thought, you know what, just take it. Just take the inside, I'm not really going to do much, am I? So, yeah, that was that. Going on to lap 15 now, a few laps later. I really don't need to keep showing these things, I might as well just show the beginning and the end where I start and where I finish, because all it is me dive bombing in the first corner and then the holding from what I got there. As you can see, Hulkenberg goes down our outside, we try and load down back down the inside, and I think we do get him under brake and go a bit deep, but it kind of pays out because Hulkenberg was still kind of on our outside wanting to go round it, but it didn't work. You see, I checked there and I was looking at my tyre wear because I was thinking, could I stretch it out and try and go to another set of super softs, bearing when we started intermediate conditions. But then I realised I didn't have another set of softs, and 2 cars overtake me in that straight, which was really heartbreaking seeing them cars go by. I tried to stick it down the inside again. It works for Kvyat, I think it is, but for Hulkenberg it doesn't work. And it was car science that worked for it, but Hulkenberg, no, he's done. He's going to go, sayonara, see you in Bahrain, because I will not see him again. I think about making a cheeky little move just to try and put him off. It didn't work. So, yeah, that was that on lap 16. Later on that lap, literally a few corners later, Sainz fancies to go, and he keeps it there, but he was theoretically ahead of me further, but I thought, no, I'll brake a little bit so I get the DRS. When he comes down here, he isn't too OP, and I stand a little bit of a chance. As you can see here, I'm right on his gearbox, the DRS wide open, and I, for the first time, am overtaken with a top speed of a shockingly slow 196 miles an hour. When I saw that top speed, I was going down it and I was doing it, I was like, oh yeah, we're going quite quick, this is good progress. Then I saw the speed and it said 196, I was like, oh. Bear in mind the Mercedes and all that lot can do 215 if they want to, maybe 222 if they really wanted to. I was like, yeah, no, we're quite a way off the pace realistically. And as round it, we did keep it a hold in front of Sainz, but we went wide. And he basically got a free position. After that, I couldn't get back behind him. I was going to be cheeky and try and use one of the flashbacks to get in front, so I didn't make a mistake, but then I thought, no, I'll just race legit. There's now lap 18, going on to lap 19, we pit again, this time for a set of soft tyres, which was very peculiar as to why I decided to run both sets of different compounds, because I didn't really have to. But at the rate them super softs were wearing out, I don't think I could have made it. So yeah, it was a decent pit stop. Yeah, I can't really know what to say. We're back down to P16 on normal position. After all the fighting for like the low end points, even if it was just 10, nothing happened. Got into P15 after other cars made their stops on lap 21, and you may have seen briefly there, my control electronics are starting to wear, I think. Or something or other was wearing out quicker, and I was like, it's just my luck. One thing starts to wear, then another thing starts to wear in the same Grand Prix, and it's only the second Grand Prix, then things you have to do. Magnussen and Palestine are outside, and I did actually tap him there. I was lucky he didn't get any damage, but I did slightly tap his rear end there with my, well, obviously the front wouldn't be my back. But yeah, as you can see, fast cars approaching. I just don't argue it. As you see there, I quickly checked it, and I did see there's now 3 parts that are fairly worn, which annoyed me so much. It was unreal. It was like, I don't know how to put it. It's watching me do this. It's making me tired. It's unreal. During the race, I was so full of energy. Looking back at it and actually commentating post-commentary, I am feeling so tired of watching myself being overtaken and lapped. It's heartbreaking that McLaren Honda, the fact it's got McLaren in it, shouldn't be lapped. It was just heartbreaking. During the race, yeah, doing it yourself, it's fine, because obviously you look at it and you think, oh, it's happening, I've got to do it. But then when you look back at it, it's like, did I really do that? Was I really at that stage? Obviously this, I didn't have to let go, because it is for position. As we outbrake Marcus Ericsson into the penultimate corner of the lap. Keep it ahead of him, P16. Bear in mind, it's still P16. It's just ridiculous. On lap 25, you see, we've got no grip. These soft tyres just aren't giving us grip. So because of that, I had to lift off to keep me on the track. And by lifting off, obviously, you may have guessed, Ericsson got a run on me, but I somehow managed to block him. and he goes down the outside, and somehow after all that I am still ahead. And thankfully blue flags again, because Hamilton and I think Vettel are about to lap us. Thankfully I managed to slow down Ericsson enough that corner that I thought, you know what, I've slowed him down enough that he has to let him through this bit, so I'll let him through at the same time, kind of thing. Honestly, my blue flag skills are still learning. I've never really had to do it much of this on any F1 game, especially career mode, because I just haven't. And yeah. So, on lap 26 now, 2 laps left, this lap and one more. Because also we did get laps, so we only did 27. Still P16 with still Marcus Ericsson chasing us down. It's getting a bit annoying now, really. It was just heartbreaking to keep on seeing this happen. As he goes down the outside, once again, don't really commentate over this, he overtakes me with DRS. I dive it down the inside, and yeah, that's that. I force him out wide, gets the position back again. You can see there, I have 4 parts now that are 50% worn. It took at the end of the race was really starting to annoy me on the last lap. When I saw all that, I was like, oh great, that's more things we got to try and sort out. But as you can saw just right there, Daniel Kvyat has just retired from the race. That's bumped us up to 15th. We would have been on course to finish last, basically match our best result, even though it's only round 2. We would have matched our result last time, but we've managed to gain a position because of Kvyat retiring on the last lap, and we are into P15, which was really great. As we come round the corner of the long straight, we are there. P15 for McLaren Honda in China. I won't take that to a point because I was in the points at one point.
A hard-fought win today then, after a very difficult race. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened. Their car just looks so comfortable out there.
And now it's time to wind down and celebrate after that fantastic Grand Prix. Here they come, your top 3, out onto the podium. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship.
So guys, that was the Chinese Grand Prix. A bit of a disappointing one considering we finished in 15th, which I know is really bad, but for the McLaren Honda, I'll just take any position that's better than the previous one, to be fair. So, yeah, as we can see, our teammate was behind us. That's the main thing. Whenever you beat your teammate, and this is always good because you know you're matching your first rivals thing, you're able to beat him at something, which is good. Going into the standings, obviously, like I said last time, we won't be ahead of Bottas all the time because he will gain a point at some point, and that's exactly what he's done. So we go down to 17th now, which isn't great, but again, 17th is better than being last. It's better than being 18th as well, to be fair. So I'll take it. Our teammate's actually now last, which, to be fair, I didn't really want to complain about because it means I'll always be ahead of him from 19th. Looking at the constructors, we are the only team other than Sauber to not score a point, which was fantastic to hear. So yeah, that was one way to cap off what happened. As you see now, we're winning our rivalry with Fernando. Our reputation goes up. And yeah, that's basically the episode. We got an engine upgrade, hopefully due in the next one. I will say I've done these pre-advanced, so I already know what's happening, but I'm not going to say now. But yeah, obviously career skill I don't really care about. But if I remember correctly, I do decide to do a couple things engine-wise and look at my tyre wear, look at my engine wear to see how long everything's lasting. And yeah, it's not great, to be fair. It really ain't. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I always have a look at the R&D tree just to make sure, see if there's anything I could get that could possibly help us. So I go to durability. I think about doing some kind of upgrade, and I think, yeah, there I go. I do internal combustion engine upgrade. So we will be expecting that next race as well, the same time as the actual engine upgrade, which would be really helpful. So yeah, down to 62 resource points ain't really gonna get me anything now. So yeah, looking at the where the engine very briefly before the video ends. Nothing further said. That's all I'm gonna say. Look at that, and you can tell me what you think I'm gonna do in the next race, because I know what I've already done. But anyways, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video for today. I'm really enjoying this series. It's taken me a while to record, but yeah, I'm liking it. So I hope you guys are as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Leave a like down below as well. Comment what you think I should do when I start getting back into the routine of doing this and everything. And blah 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 blah. And yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. And I shall see you guys next time, where hopefully the engine upgrade comes with the reliability. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.